Hi, and welcome to today's topic, how the West turned China into a problem. Um, China has been making headlines for the last 10 or 15 years even, and um, I think it's worth to really dig into why it is a problem and how it has become a problem. And I think there is an aspect that most politicians won't dare to tell you, and I'm here to give you some insights and speak more precise and directly about why China is a problem now and why the West is to blame. So let's start. So the main problem is the manufacturing. So the companies in the West, um, they started to become greedy. So greed is clearly like maybe it's like a simple world if you think about it, but greed is very important. It's a very important aspect in geopolitics and in economics, and it can destroy many things if you have the wrong kind of greed. So in the West, the salaries are high. So if Bob and John, if you tell them to build an iPhone, it's gonna cost you to buy maybe $5,000 to $10,000. But if your iPhone is produced in China, it will cost you, well, $800 in sales, I mean. So, and of course, it's way cheaper. Like, I'm sure you heard about some rumors how much the iPhone actually, like how much worth it would be if, like the production cost, how cheap it is. But it's being sold more because Apple needs profits, right? So, and it's an American company. So, and this is the core reason, and now I will open your eyes and show you a really wider vision of what's happening. So it's not only Apple. So when you turn your iPhone around, I don't know if it says it nowadays anymore. I mean, I stopped using iPhones a few years ago, but it used to say in the back, designed in California and sampled or put together in China. So, and it's not only the case with the iPhone, many other products are the same. Like in Germany, the car industry, like Volkswagen, BMW, Mercedes, like Audi, like all these brands, all the brands, like Siemens, Bosch, like electronics, coffee machines, whatever, you name it, like anything you can imagine, even clothes, like everything is, almost everything is made in China. And it is Western companies that produce, like go for production to China, and they just put their logo. The only thing that is from here is the logo. Like people know the brand as a German brand, but it's not made in Germany. So made in Germany back in the days was standing for quality. Well, after the Second World War, it was not standing for quality, but then it turned into that. That has its own revolution. But it's like German, like made in Germany, made in the UK, made in USA was a badge of quality. Then it turned made in China. And then there was a time when made in China was seen as very bad. And like, yeah, this is made in China, that is made in China. I'm sure you all remember that. We're from the same timeline. And that has evolved and changed. Now, look, what I'm using here now is DJI. It's a high quality microphone with a high quality camera. This is a Chinese product. And I mean, let's be honest, the reason why Apple is so successful or was so successful is thanks to China. It's Chinese engineering, Chinese quality. So, and now this is only one branch, and now you see the cars. There are many Chinese cars on the market, and you know, Huawei, for example, while everybody was happy and celebrating their 4G speed, the Chinese came with 5G already. And since they were so advanced, what did the West do? Well, we're going to ban Huawei. So when they can't compete, they start banning. So what happens when you turn your competition into a stronger competitor? You ban them. And it's a very big problem now, because since all the companies moved all their production to China, it has become a major problem, because all the know-how, all the knowledge goes there too, and you depend on them. So you as a company owner are so greedy, you don't want to pay higher salaries, so you rather produce it in China. That way you can save with salaries, and then you can sell a very cheap product for a high price. You make a lot of profits. You make a lot of profits, but you are not favoring your country. You're not favoring your nation. So what did they do then? There was no Apple store in India, right? So they moved the Apple store and they opened the first Apple stores in India. And I met in the Apple store in Dubai, I met the manager of the Apple store, and he told me, "Hey, Dan, I'm actually flying to Mumbai to open the first Apple store in India." It was several years ago now. And this just shows the attempt of taking dependence to another place. But when you follow the news, that didn't even take too long as well. It didn't last. Now India is also not a good partner, and now Tim Cook just recently shared next to Trump, we're going to make and produce our phones in the USA thanks to robots. So because again, I said in the beginning, if Bob and John, if they produce the iPhone, it's going to cost $10,000. But now Bob is going to work with robots. He's going to program the robots to put together the iPhones. So that way it can be cheaper like it is today. I mean, it is still expensive, but you get what I mean. So, so I'm blaming clearly the West. Like, if you outsource everything to China for all the years, it's not 1 year, 2 years, it's for the past several decades. If you outsource everything to China, and of course China is going to become better at producing, and also having then, they are now creative and they have their own ideas and they push their products. They have amazing cars, I'm telling you. I've been driving a Chinese car and it costs 10% of what I would pay for a German car. Okay, German cars, high quality, but in the end of the day, many parts are from China too. So why am I paying more for a German brand or for a Tesla? Why would I pay more if I can get B, which is like grade B? Why should I pay several times more for grade A instead of paying a fraction to get quality B? I'm happy with it. I don't know about you, but that's what it is. And then with the tariffs, the attempt with the tariffs to really penalize companies that are just keep buying from China, producing in China. I think it is an attempt, but I don't know if it's a good attempt or not. But I think it's tricky. I think it's tricky and difficult. Like, China has grown so much, like it's hard to stop it. It's hard to stop it, and it has become stronger and stronger. And like, by the way, they're investing their money also very wisely. Like, I went to Central Africa and I met the Minister of Energy there, and he told me how China is actually building their infrastructure. So while the French were stealing and taking their resources without giving anything back, or, well, bribing and giving money to corrupt leaders, well, China didn't do that. Because when you give money, you don't know what a leader will do with his country. Well, China knows how corrupt certain people are, so China doesn't do that. China says, okay, I want to get your resources, but I'm not going to give you money. Instead, I will give you a more valuable thing. I will build your streets. I will build your infrastructure. And that's how China is growing all around the world, but in a good way, I must say. Like, I don't see anything wrong with that. I think the West just needs to change its strategy. It's like, try to outsmart them. So when, like, be like, this is competition. Like, you need to be smarter and come up with better strategies. Yeah. So that's in a nutshell the explanation of how the West turned China into a problem. Like, first, the West made fun of made in China products, and now it's not funny anymore. Well, have a nice day.